natural remedies that aren't pharmaceutical based. It's going to funnel a giant black market, which is going to hurt a lot of people. Why do they not want the American public to have access to this? Why?
Chris Fagan owns Be Hippie in Garland, a shop selling all sorts of items, including THC.
See kids, see beans. Life is crazy, scary. Oh, she bad. What you see? Oh, Peggy, we lit. Let's get Cindy. Category, just chatting. Nigga said, nope. There is no branded content, nigga. There's no discoverability. So we're gonna watch this video and then we're gonna film TikToks right after. Are we live currently? Yes, we're live. Oh, we're stream still on. Alrighty. Nigga, it says 2 minutes. I guess it started streaming after I'm done, I guess. Interesting.
But on this night, the devil is all around him. And he's definitely not done with Scott.
Now, we're all in a circle around the goat. Somehow I ended up at the back of it. I don't know how. It's bad luck on my part, I guess, but I'm holding the legs of the goat. He's got this blade, and he's bringing...
We're letting these bots into the program. What the fuck? We let this bullshit into the program. Nigga, fuck you, Lois Emma.
Bringing it up.
Sorry, Emma.
Up and bringing it down in a practice swing, and finally somebody says, just do it. Eisen comes down with every bit of force he's got, hits the back strap of the goat, and I don't even know if it broke a hair. I don't know if it's because the back strap's too thick, the blade was too dull, but he hit it, and all you heard the goat was just go, bah, and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna get bloody and bad real fast.
The man swings again. Again. Nothing. Finally, the blade is replaced with a gun.
I said, whoa. And he's like, what? I'm like, man, look at what you're shooting at. We're all in a circle around this thing. And then he puts a round right in the head of the goat and it hits the ground.
These KKK niggas are crazy, man.
So you think you're done? No, you're not done.
Taliban.
Now they slice the throat of the goat and they fill up a cup full of blood.
One of them pulls out a sheet of LSD. He approaches each man one by one.
Basically, they would take the hit of acid under their tongue, chase it with the blood of the goat to signify the sacrifice or solidify the sacrifice.
Scott is one of the few who decline.
So when it gets around to me at the end, I'm looking at the blood and it's already coagulated. It's all chunky and clotty, and I'm looking at it going, man, I really don't want to turn this up and drink it. This is disgusting. So I dipped my fingers deep into the blood, pulled them out, and then sucked all the blood off my fingers.
Ooh.
This is not the Ku Klux Klan. This group is younger, better equipped, and preparing for a bloodbath. And not only animal blood, but the blood of any human who isn't one of them. Jewish and Black Americans, and anyone they consider traitors to the white race. They're by far the most dangerous group Scott will ever infiltrate. Unfortunately for these tripping blood-drinking white supremacists, Scott Payne has other plans. It's exactly the kind of thing he spent the last 17 years working to prevent.
I got steak in my teeth, bro. I'm fucked up.
I became an FBI agent in 1998, and by 2002, I'd already done some undercovers for the FBI, but I wasn't yet certified through the FBI undercover school. So I finally got a slot.
September 2002, Quantico, Virginia. This is the FBI Academy. If you make it through the year-long application process, if you pass the physical and psychological assessments, the tests, the polygraphs, the interviews, the background checks, if you make it through all that, you end up here, in a 20-week training program. If you get through the 20 weeks, you become an FBI agent. Scott's been here before. Now he's back, about to start the training program for undercover agents. Getting admission to the program is hard enough. Graduating is even harder. Only about half the admittees make it through.
It's a 2-week school with no days off. We're very big on sleep deprivation, going through multiple scenarios of all shapes and sizes. It's only 20 slots for the class.
Others break down. They make missteps during the high-pressure scenarios. They grow delirious and erratic from the lack of sleep. But Scott thrives. The sleep deprivation, the relentless roleplay, the grueling exercise. If anything, he feeds on it. Meanwhile, he's learning from his idols, legendary FBI agents like Joe Pistone, who spent 6 years undercover with the Bun on No Crime family. But they don't always notice him.
So I remember Joe Pistone coming to speak, and I was like a kid in a candy store, man. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is Donnie Brasco. This dude did 6 years undercover in the mafia. And teaching, but he has this thing where he keeps kind of walk right up to the desk So he kept stepping on my feet and I was trying to get out of his way. And then finally, as he's teaching, he just looks down at me and he says, Jesus, kid, either you got the biggest feet I've ever seen or I can't see. And he throws a couple of bucks on the desk because he's like in mafia mode. He throws a couple, he goes, hey, go get yourself a shine on me. And I just took my feet and shoved them under the seat, man.
Joe Pistone may have scuffed up Scott's shoes. What neither of them could have known at the time is that Scott would go on to fill Joe's. The FBI Academy trains agents to take down bad actors. More and more of these criminals operate online. Scammers, identity thieves, fraudsters, the list goes on. Such criminals rely on your personal data, your name, your phone number, your email address, sometimes even health-related information. Most people aren't aware that their data has already been
I'm cooked regardless.
exposed and is actively being sold by data brokers online. Incogni helps solve this problem. Incogni scours hundreds of
Too clean on the edit. You're too clean, buddy. Get this fucker out of here, bro. Yeah. Ban him? Yeah. Jack, can we ban him? Yeah. Too clean of a transition, bro.
brokers,
You know,
and then
we'll
leverages data
watch
protection
that.
laws to have your exposed data
No, we won't,
prove
but
is
cool
invisible.
ad, though.
On paper, I really didn't jump out.
Scott doesn't have a fancy degree. He doesn't speak any foreign languages. His nickname is Big Country, for obvious reasons. So he begins to work as an instructor at the school he just graduated from. Unorthodox, but it got him noticed by the right people.
I'm role-playing in these scenarios, and people that are there who are senior undercovers are watching because they're trying to recruit for other cases, and that's how my name started getting out there.
So after months, there's finally a possible assignment, one that Scott is perfect for. Sure, he's a redneck with almost no foreign language skills, not suitable for many undercovers.
Oh, imagine being like a tough, like agent with like multilingual, and like you're like the Call of Duty campaigns, and like you're like Spain, Madrigal. Is that, that's the thing, right? Yeah, Madrigal. Or you're in Real Madrid, and you're just fucking like, and like your car, and it's like, yo sean por el obratiento, Latina bad bitch to the right. So you're Latina, like agent, she's hot as fuck. And y'all have some like moments going on. And y'all making a fantasy. Nigga, I'm just making a fantasy. I really am making a fantasy, but like, I'm just talking to myself. I think it's crazy anyway. But she's like, fuck. Like, I got some tension going on, and and it's like just like real romantic. And then you're driving, and then the guy who's driving in front of you, he's fat, and his name is not Joe. What's a Latin name? Padre. Wow, I'm stupid. Holy fuck. Pedro. That's what his name is. And Pedro's gonna drive you anywhere. He's your guy. He's your friend. Pedro. And the bird's name? It's really American. Really white. She's white. Nah, she's gotta be foreign. She's white. That's boring. It's gotta be like, she's also an American. She's from Chile. What's the capital of Chile? Nigga, I don't know. Salsa! Hey! I'm sorry. Anyway. So, she's from Chile. And then, like, the romance going on, like, you know, you gotta go back and just, like, about, like, how the date should have gone, shit like that, and then, like, start cracking. Yeah, you start cracking. Wow, good story, man.
But he has something most other agents don't. He doesn't need to pretend to be a hard-living misfit. He is one. He knows he'll feel at home where he's about to go, but he has no idea how close he'll grow to the criminals he's been assigned to infiltrate, and how hard it will be to turn on them.
People always have their own opinion of what undercover work is. People say it's acting, some people say it's lying. Essentially, this is the definition of undercover work. You are building relationships that you're gonna betray.
Scott is on a mission, and his targets, these men, have just arrived. They're members of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, the main rivals of the Hells Angels. They've been implicated in drug trafficking, prostitution rings, money laundering, the list goes on. And they're notorious for violence against rival gangs.
Mic's picking up too much. It's kind of stupid and annoying. I think it's a mic issue, so we're gonna just turn that down a bit. We got Iggy calling. Ooh. Hello?
Infiltrating them
Here, Mexican, I just turn that shit off.
is exceedingly difficult. Scott Payne is here to do just that. But there's a problem. Part of the intelligence Scott was given is wrong. He was told they wouldn't be wearing their colors. Obviously they are. Scott has hoped to strike up a casual...
First off, if I talk like this, right, you're able to hear me. You're able to hear me quite well, I hope. It just makes sure so that you cannot get picked... The easy stuff just does not get picked up in the background. Indubitably. I feel like, though, it takes a little bit like to hear me. I don't know. Is it hard to hear me, kittens? I don't think so, no? Like, no way. Or what if I have the pickupness higher, but the pickup on the other one is like, yeah. This is epic. I think this would be epic. Yeah, let's feel. That's fine. This is chill. Bet. Yeah. Bet. Slowly getting better, boys. Fucking. You know, sounds like a Sunday.
Conversation, letting the topic of motorcycles arise naturally. But these guys are advertising their gang affiliation. He can't just go up and say, "Hey, you guys ride." His only choice is to make them come to him. Luckily, another part of the intelligence is right. This guy rode
Black pill. Holy shit. If he was 5'4" and black, would he get approached? I'm sorry.
Spanky loves to be the center of attention. So Scott steals it. He works the crowd. He tells jokes. He talks loudly. He draws attention to himself, making Spanky want to steal it back. Soon enough, Spanky asks where Scott is from and sends him a drink.
Spanky's called me over. He's introducing me to other people.
Spanky.
And
Spanky,
of course, I'm
yeah.
getting more scrutiny. The more people I meet, the more scrutinized I am.
Everything seems to be going well, but the real scrutiny happens somewhere else.
So I walk into the bathroom, and as I'm at the urinal, in a lot of bars, there's like a little box in front of the urinal, plexiglass. It might be flyers for a band coming up or a stripper coming to town or something like that. So I can see a little bit of a reflection. And I see this jacked, big dude come walking in. And
Big, jacked, just amazing body. Oh my God, is it your abs? Can you touch them a bit? And he was like, no, not now. We got later.
I see him looking each stall, and he's like, okay. I see him looking under the stalls to make sure nobody's in there. And I'm watching this from a reflection.
Raped,
And then he comes walking up right beside me, and for a split second, I thought, oh, I'm getting jumped. I'm getting jacked right here. And that didn't happen. He says,
yeah,
so what brings you to me?
Raped, like, buddy, as a girl, bro, like, why am I on a tangent? But also, like, a girl, like, you just can't do anything about being raped. That's what's so, like, sick about it, I think. And that's what's so, like, fuck. Because you're getting raped, but you can't do anything about it. That's what sucks. And that's what rape is all about. It's about control. I don't know why we're getting philosophical about this shit, but, philosophical about rape. Or shut up. All right, whatever.
Massachusetts.
All undercover FBI agents have a legend, a detailed made-up backstory that they have to commit to memory. He's from deep South Texas, up in Massachusetts for work. He loves Harleys and whiskey,
I'll do anything.
and his name is Scott
And he gives me money. I'm a good kid and I'm sorry. That's my money. I'm sorry.
Calloway. As it so happens, the guy grilling him in the bathroom is also named
Are
Scott.
they pissing together?
Scott Town.
A lot of undercovers, you bond with people, especially deep undercover long term. But there's never been another person I bonded with closer than Scott Town.
For a year and a half, Scott gets to know that he
You gotta
drinks
slime at your homeboy. I'm sorry. Oh my God. It's like way out the ending, bro. Fuck.
with them, rides with them, fights alongside them. He gains their trust. He becomes their friend. They call him Tex. Scott's legend may be a lie, but the friendships are real. Scott Town becomes like a brother.
He likes to drink, I like to drink. He likes to fight. He likes to ride and lift, I like to ride and lift. We completed each other's.
Being a fan is such a tough life, then, bro. You basically get to live like lives, bro. You basically get to role play. You basically get to have your own character. It's like you switch. You have the character select mark, and you gotta do it, but for a year. But the only bad thing about it is you gotta slime out these badass niggas. Fuck. Yo.
We were just kind of from the same cloth.
They even both have a daughter who's the exact same age. Scott Town is kind of doppelganger, the person Scott Payne might have become had he not gone into law enforcement. Another gang member, Brian De La Vaga, aka Clothesline, also becomes a close friend of Scott's.
He said, and these guys are my brothers, and I grew up around them. He said, but I really don't have that many friends. Somebody that I know would take a bullet for me, and that I would take a bullet for. And in my mind, I'm looking at his face, and I'm going, oh, no, man, don't say it. And he looks at me and says, you're one of those guys.
Ooh.
Is the big day.
Oh, God, no! Ah! You imagine they give me my fucking Nerf gun, bro. I'm sorry. I have to do it. You have to die. No. How could you do this to me? Oh, God. No. I never met. I'm sorry. Fuck. Wait, I have to reload it. Fuck! Just doing your job. It's okay. Take it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I love you like a brother, man. It's a job. You don't have to do it. I know. Make it. Alright. Resume this bullshit.
Over the course of last year, Scott has convinced the outlaws that he's a high-ranking member of an international theft ring. They begin running jobs together. It begins small, with insurance fraud and vehicle trafficking. An outlaw reports a motorcycle as stolen. He then files an insurance claim. while Scott sells the motorcycle across the border. A double win. Money from the insurance company, money from the sale. They do this again and again with motorcycles and other vehicles. But tomorrow's job is different. Some of the outlaws will be serving as security during a major drug deal, a gig arranged by Scott himself. He's revealed that he has connections with a Mexican drug cartel. No surprise, considering his line of work and his proximity to the Mexican border. The stakes are high. If they get caught, they'll be looking at serious jail time. And if something goes wrong during the deal, the bullets will start flying. So when Scott is told to meet the outlaws at their clubhouse, he's not surprised. They probably want to go over the plan one last time. Scott arrives. The place is familiar. He's been here countless times. He knows what's behind every door in the building, except one. Clothesline leads him to that very door. Now he realizes that something is wrong. Scott is told to strip. They need to check him for a wire.
Because of the stress of this happening, I forget my middle name. I'm having an adrenaline dump. And for anybody who's ever had it, it can be any traumatic experience, but I'm having auditory exclusion. So what I hear sounds like I'm
Oh shit! Nigga, the lights went right for this nigga, bro. Bro, lights get bright. It's down my leg. Oh, there's no way. How much of a high, bro? Imagine. Oh my god. Like, what's your name, Lucas? I don't know. I know what it is. I just don't remember. Lucas, you here? Lucas, you here? Get the fuck up.
water. It's going whoosh. So it's slow. I need you to take all your clothes off. It's slow.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, if I had a boom sound effect, hold up, it'd be like, that shit is fucking ass. Nigga, what? Hey, bro, just give me the Vine sound effect, bro. Hold up, we're gonna replay this shit. Hold up.
Slow. I need you to take all your clothes off. It's slowing down. I'm getting time dilation in my eyes. Everything I see is in screen grabs. Click. I can feel my heart beating through my entire body. My hamstrings get rubbery. Now, Clothesline has instructed me to take all my clothes off.
Clothes off. We just want to have fun. And imagine like, oh, we don't want to see you have a wire. We just want to experiment with your body. Hold up. We don't want you to take your clothes off. We want to experiment with your body. Ew. Fucking balls.
Here's what I'll tell you. If I'm not wired, it's just an embarrassing moment. I'm naked in a small crawl space with two guys with pistols. Problem is, I'm wired to the hilt.
But they don't find anything. Scott's recording equipment
So is the wire in his ass or what? No, dead ass. How'd they not check him? Ooh.
not taped to his chest, but in his clothing.
So my adrenaline starts settling, and I'm starting to come back to normal, and I think I'm done. And I get my pants back up. I don't know if I have my boots on yet or not. And then Clothesline grabs a
I'm not
piece
gonna
of
lie.
clothing.
If I was one of the rapper guys, right? And the nigga starts tweaking when he gets asked. Immediate flag, bro. We're running that shit up. We're T-time that motherfucker. I don't care how close we've gotten. Nigga, we're flagging your ass. I'm like, hey, that's sus as fuck. Guys, I saw him vet. He's sussy. He's a sussy little backer. And then you're out. You're out of here. Like, do not sing that bullshit, bro. Like, you're done. You're done, buddy. You're done, broski.
That I was wearing. And that piece of clothing has a recording device in it. And I'm watching him, and he starts grabbing the clothing, and he's going through it nice and slow with his fingers. And I don't realize I do it, but there's an audible sigh. You can hear me go, because I don't even know I'm doing it. And he looks right at it and misses it. And I'll live to fight another day.
You know this shit's real, bro. You fucking lying, bro.
Two moving trucks enter the parking lot of the Brockton Holiday Inn. One is filled with drugs. The other is filled with money. A Mexican drug cartel is selling 40 kilograms of cocaine and 1,000 pounds of marijuana to Canadian buyers. The Mexicans aren't taking any risks. They've arranged an American security detail, the Outlaws. Surveillance at every entrance. 4 men in the parking lot there to provide protection, unload the drugs, and count the money. Everyone is armed and antsy. One false move and all hell could break loose. The deal is wrapped up quickly. The transfer is complete. All the money's there. The Outlaws are particularly relieved. They may be tough, but this is their first time working with a cartel. Now they'll get paid $15,000 for their services. Scott counts out the cash. He did it. He successfully tricked them. The cartel? FBI agents. The Canadians? Also FBI agents. 8 months later, a hotel in Nevada. Scott's been laying low, coordinating his undercovers from afar. His outlaw friends think he's going through a divorce. In reality, he's been diagnosed as overassigned after experiencing a severe stress-related panic attack. He's been ordered to take a 6-month timeout. He's been teaching during this time. His current class, ironically enough, is called Undercover Stressors. All the students have gone to bed, but Scott's only just returned to his hotel room. It's early 4 or 5 a.m. The drug deal back in November gave the FBI all the evidence necessary to arrest and imprison multiple outlaw members, but the operation has continued. Until today, the day of the takedown. Scott doesn't think he'll hear from any of them again, but then his phone rings. It's Scott Town, and he's concerned. He's heard some arrests were made, and he wanted his friend to know about it. He says he's going to take a shower and gather more information. He'll report back.
And the last words we spoke to each other were, he said, "I love you, brother." And I said, "I love you too." And that was the last words I spoke to him. And probably about 45 minutes after that, a SWAT team hit his house and
I love you.
he went to jail.
In the end, 15 outlaws were arrested as a result of Operation Roadkill. One of them was sentenced to 21 years in prison. Clothesline got 12.5 years. Scott Town, 7. The outlaws never saw their friend Scott Calloway again.
You saw me out, twin.
The Ku Klux Klan emerged in the wake of the American Civil War. From the very beginning, they were racist to the core, raining terror and death on black Americans. In the late 19th century, they flogged, tortured, and lynched politically active black men, raped their wives, shot their children, and burned their schools. Historians consider them to be America's first terrorist movement. Today, the KKK remains active, but only as a shadow of its former self. Fewer members, less influence. However, burning crosses is still one of their favorite things to do, and they've stayed true to their roots.
Burning crosses
Naturally,
is tough as shit. You think a black nigga has ever been maybe Uncle Ruckus, but not any other black people. Maybe
as a terrorist organization, they have to act in secrecy.
Uncle Ruckus kill black people? That's the question. What's the morality behind that?
You might assume that infiltrating them as an FBI agent is not the easiest feat.
So you may ask yourself, how do you contact the United Klans of America? Well, it turns out the group I was looking at had a hotline.
Scott starts talking to a guy named John Jack, a Klansman whose passion for Jack Daniels earned him this nickname. Scott tells him he's got the number from a group of bikers he met at a gas station. It's a plausible story. Scott looks the part, and his time with the outlaws taught him how to play it. Biker gangs and white supremacists often run in the same circles. Jack starts talking about this rally that's coming up. Vendors, burning crosses, country music, the usual. But there's a problem.
He said, "I'm not gonna lie to you, Scott. I had a band lined up, but the singer just got locked up, and I really don't know what the hell I'm gonna do about music." And I thought, this could be my end. And I said, "Did I happen to mention that I'm a musician and a singer?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bring my acoustic and my PA system. When I get there, you can come meet me by the car. I'll strum a couple of tunes for you if you think I suck." And he's like, "Oh, hell, this is gonna be great."
Scott doesn't know that he just signed up for something far more sinister. April 21st, 2017. It's the day of the Ku Klux Klan rally.
I got lost multiple times until I finally drove up on this empty, I don't know, lot fenced in the middle of nowhere, but it wasn't hard to spot because the Nighthawks, which would be the Klan members in all black, who were the security force, are all standing at the gate with guns. And a lot of these people were felons.
Scott's ready for an interesting time. He's been to plenty of biker gatherings, and perhaps this will be similar. During his mission, Scott will be taught the KKK's constitution and bylaws, studying the Black Klansman Handbook, which he'll learn to refer to as the Kloran. He'll become familiar with the original mystic insignia of the Klansmen. He'll learn this all in class with a K, so that he can pass the K-Uno test, a prerequisite to getting fitted for a robe. K-Uno stands for character, honor, duty. It's getting dark, and he's been invited to participate in...
This is what they do. So, we have a planned up for you to ultimate test if you're ready to join the Klan or not. Well, let me say my country accent. You see, we got a damn nigger that we're gonna grab, right? And you know what he's gonna do? You just slaughter this little nigger right here, because you know why? If you don't, we're gonna kill you. We're that, and we're gonna hang you on the cross like Jesus. Don't know what I'm actually yapping, but that's what I think they do. Sacrifice for.
And he has no idea what this means, but all the newbies are doing it. He'd stick out if he didn't. And that's how he finds himself in the middle of a field, blindfolded, holding the shoulder of the man in front of him, a gesture meant to signify brotherhood. They are told to raise their right hands and
Are
repeat
you
an oath.
ready to join the Brotherhood?
I do swear from this moment forward
And then they tell us to get down on our knees.
to fostering the welfare of the white race,
So I'm on my knees, blindfolded.
and further the work of America's greatest movement.
They take my blindfold off, and there's a Ku Klux Klan member in a green robe. And he has
Fits our
this sword, and he
tough
kind of
though.
knights me.
We love America.
And then we all hug, and there's like a little bit of a, and I'm not sure what
Rip a
happened.
shoddy after?
And then it hits me as I'm walking to my truck. I'm like, I think I damn Klan. Yep, that's what that was. So I got naturalized in the Ku Klux Klan that night.
Scott's time at the KKK will end up being relatively short-lived. The case isn't really going anywhere. And there's another group coming into focus, a far more dangerous one.
In the FBI, we started encountering more violent type extremism, not the KKK type, talking advanced neo-Nazism. And it led me to an accelerationist group called the Base.
The
Let's
base
turn
mission
the
will provide
base
to be far
up.
more extreme than anything Scott has ever seen.
The network of violent white
An
supremacists.
extremist group known as The Base.
Violent neo-Nazi terrorist
paramilitary group called the Base.
On August 11th, 2017, crowds of
Just
people
being, like,
marched through the
epic,
campus of the
being,
university.
I don't know. It wouldn't be epic. Would it be epic? Now this is epic. I love that. I love that voice.
Virginia, in Charlottesville, chanting racist and anti-Semitic slogans. They were protesting the removal of a statue of Robert E. Lee, the famous Confederate general. The next day, they were met by counter-protesters,
No, here we don't fuck with fuck.
and things Confederate general. The next day, they were met by counter-protesters, and things quick Confederate general.
Far was
They were protesting the removal of a statue of Robert E. Lee, the famous Confederate general.
yeah, because we fuck with Robert.
The next day, they were met by counter-protesters, and things quickly turned violent. Then they turned deadly,
Palestine?
and famous Confederate general.
2015? Damn, nigga, maybe I'm just dumb. That's not Palestine.
Next
Libya?
day, they were met by counter-protesters, and things quickly turned violent. Then they turned deadly. A white supremacist drove his car into a crowd of counter-protesters, injuring 35 people and killing Heather Heyer. For some, the Unite the Right rally was a wake-up call, surprising proof
We got Jalen Brown, bro. That nigga is Jalen Brown. No dick. No dick. No dick.
a war into a crowd of counter-protesters, injuring 35 people and killing Heather Heyer. For some, the Unite the Right rally was a wake-up call,
Jalen Brown if he had hair.
surprising proof that white supremacy persists in America. To others, it was a grim reminder
Ow, my knee.
and frightening evidence that white supremacists were feeling emboldened enough
Negro, please.
to come out of the shadows.
These niggas all white.
The first accelerationist group emerged in 2015.
Knee, bro.
They called themselves Atom Muffin Division. They'd been inspired by the writings of the neo-Nazi James Mason,
that's the,
whose book Siege had become a
Oh
sort
my
of Bible
god,
for
it's the
acceleration.
TDF mask! It's the TDF
Inspired by-
mask. Boy, this is so tough. They got the TDF mask. Yo, they got the TDF mask. Yo, oh my god, I cannot. That's what comes. Oh my god, I'm stupid.
Writings of the neo-Nazi James Mason, whose book Siege had become a sort of Bible for accelerationists. The book denies the Holocaust and attacks homosexuals and Jewish people. It also calls for organized violence, specifically for the formation of terror cells prepared to wage war against the system. Initially regarded as fringe or even cringe, accelerationism steadily gained traction. By 2021, roughly 90% of white nationalist groups identified as accelerationist. That same year, the U.S. Director of National Intelligence identified racially motivated violent extremists as
Far-right terror poses big threats to the U.S.
the most lethal domestic terrorism threat. More than other white supremacist ideologies, accelerationism insists on the importance of direct violent action, the kind of action taken by the people they call saints. Like St. Tarrant, for Brenton Tarrant, the Australian white supremacist who attacked 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand. He killed 51 people. Or St. Roof, for Dylan Roof, who killed 9 people, all black, during a church service in Charleston, South Carolina. This is the kind of action accelerationists believe in, action that will further destabilize society, that might finally lead to societal chaos. They are explicit about this. Roof, for example, said he'd hoped to ignite a race war. Failing that, though, the purpose is to inspire more violence, which is exactly what such attacks have done. Scott Payne just signed up on Facebook. He's about to publish another racist post. His goal
First, it became popular to be a nigger. Now, it's popular to be a what am I gonna say that? Or half of, so it's bisexual niggas, like what? I'm a damn ding.
is to get, but nothing happens. A fellow agent points out that he doesn't have any friends. He adds a few people, and that does it. He's promptly kicked off. Okay, well done. Next up is Gab, a social site well known for its tolerant stance towards far-right users. He participates in forums with names like Whites Only. This will further elevate his credentials. On July 15, 2019, he writes an email. I've been seeing your stuff, and I'm definitely interested. Survival and self-defense. I like it. The next day, a ping.
Thanks for contacting the base. You can learn more about us on our official Gab account at the base. If you're interested in joining, please provide the following info to begin the vetting process.
The base is a white supremacist neo-Nazi group. They were just founded a year ago, and they are accelerationists through and through. Their plan entails assassinations, sabotage, and acts of terrorism. Their targets are black people, Jewish people, and anyone they consider traitors to the white race.
They want to do guerrilla warfare tactics, so it's murdering people and disappearing. It's poisoning a water system, taking down a power grid, derailing the train, anything to cause chaos.
The idea is that after the collapse, the group's cells scattered across the world will form white ethno-states led by white supremacists. This event, total societal collapse, has a special name, the Boogaloo. Now, Scott is trying to join them. They ask for his name, White Warrior 88, and his age, 44. Scott Payne is actually 48, but he knows most base members are between 18 and 25. He wants to seem as young as possible. Sex, race, location, military experience, fitness level, special training, and organization affiliations. Here, his past undercover experiences pay off. He mentions the Klan and biker gangs.
So here I am, approximately for a week or more. I'm emailing back and forth to somebody with a Proton email account. And they're asking me all kinds of questions about my ethnicity, what I can bring to the table, what is my history. And I laid out a story that I was a old biker.
I'd love it if gay niggas would jerk off to me. Gay niggas would jerk off to me. That would be like, oh shit. That means like I'm attractive. So you like think about it, like, it means I'm hot. I'm tough. Is that a really good thing to say? I don't know. I don't know, Jim.
Shocker. And from South Carolina.
As Scott would find out later, the owner of that email account was none other than the founder of the base himself. Online, he's known as Norman Spear and Roman Wolf. He's been on the public's radar since 2018, but his true identity is unknown. That is, unless you're in the FBI. Ronaldo Nazaro is 45, American, born in New Jersey. He'd worked as a contractor in Iraq for the Department of Justice. Now he's in Russia, but it's 2019. You can organize neo-Nazis into a network of accelerationist insurgents from just about anywhere. The email exchange continues for less than a week. Then, Scott is invited for a phone interview. It's supposed to take 30 minutes, but ends up lasting an hour. Now, both Scott and the base have a 24-hour grace period. After that, Scott will need to make the decision. Does he truly want to join?
I passed the test, and they bring me in. And they asked me, hey, where are you located? And I said, in East Tennessee. And they said the closest cell to you is in North Georgia.
That's where Scott will have to pass one final test, an in-person vetting session, August 2, 2019, Rome, Georgia. To Scott, the men look more like boys. He knows that one of them is the leader of the base's Rome cell, but that's it. They tell him to step out of his truck. Scott isn't wearing a...
I can imagine. So you want to join our Ku Klux... No, okay. You want to join a neo-Nazi clan? Where we kill niggers, we kill Jews, and we kill gay people. Well, that's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it the easy way, we're gonna do it the hard way. Wait, what? Yeah, we're gonna haze you.
Wire. He knows they'll check, but hidden in his truck is a tracking device, put there by his case team. As long as Scott is near his truck, his team will be able to find him.
I step out, shake hands or whatever, and he says, hey, I need you to phone in airplane mode. And I said, okay. He pulls out this wand thing that I'd never seen before. It looked like a Geiger counter.
Oh shit, nigga, they got a fucking yo, it's looking tough. I'm not gonna lie. Nigga has a shard gun. No, she has the C job. Fuck. You. Yes, I.
Got a big triangle card in it, lights all. He wands me, and I pass because I'm fine. I don't have anything. Then he starts wanding my truck. No big deal. Until he starts going to the back driver's side of my truck, which is where the case team placed my tracker. That thing he's holding in his hand starts going crazy. The closer he gets to the back of the truck, it starts beeping, 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 beeping. I see colors going on it. I'm like picking up the tracker.
There's no way.
Scott braces for a fight. He's alone. His team knows where he is, but they have no idea something is wrong. But he gets lucky. The other guy wonders if the device is picking up the power lines.
And he walks over and it goes crazy. And he's like, damn it, yeah, or whatever he says. Yeah, it's the power lines. Hey, follow us to a location.
Scott has to act fast. He has to get the tracker deactivated.
And I'm calling the case team and I'm like, hey, you need to shut that tracker off. And at first they're like, well, we can't shut it off. And I'm like, you have to shut it off. And they're like, well, if we shut it off, we're not sure. What if we can't get it back on and we lose you? I said, here's what I'm telling you. Whatever they have is picking up the tracker. If you don't shut it off, this is going to be a very fast undercover because it's going to be over as soon as we get to where we're going.
They arrive at an abandoned concrete plant.
And I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is great. How many movies have I seen where somebody's killed in an abandoned concrete plant? I hope they got the tracker off. They pull out the wand, they wand me, and I passed.
This thing is too lucky, bro.
Scott is in. By this point, Scott's been around the block. The Outlaws, the Ku Klux Klan. But nothing could prepare him for what comes next. Scott has been with the base for over 2 months now. As a boy, he loved camping with his parents and friends. He'd explore the woods, go fishing. But the camping trip he's just been invited to isn't like the ones he used to go on. The list of things to bring contains some unusual items. Weapons, ammunition, and the same kind of camouflage, fleck tarn, worn by the German military. This is no ordinary camping trip. This is a hate camp, an extended training session to prepare members for the Boogaloo. Hand-to-hand combat, weapons drills, grappling. By now, Scott has attended a number of similar training sessions, but this one is different. It's longer, 3 to 4 days, and it's bigger, with base members coming in from around the country: Texas, Alabama, Michigan, Delaware. He's familiar with many of the men he'll be camping with. At least he knows most of their online pseudonyms. Can't Go Back, Ison, Punish Snake, Dima, Big Siege, Zoomnat. All from out of state. And of course he knows his fellow Georgia cell members, Helter Skelter and Pestilence, who vetted Scott back in August with the cell leader himself. TMB, the militant Buddhist. Everyone knows Scott by his code name, Pale Horse. When you're an undercover agent, some cliches are true. Scott has learned to expect the unexpected, yet he fails to expect what would happen at the Halloween hate camp.
I wake up to a pounding on my window. Pale horse, you gotta wake up, you gotta wake up. I'm like, man, what's going on? They're like, hey, you gotta get out here and see this. I've been doing undercover since 1996 at this point. And I have never been with a group of people where I had to burn Bibles, burn American flags. I damn sure wasn't part of a group that went out and stole a goat and we sacrificed it at a pagan ritual and drank its blood. And I did all that in 3 days with these guys.
After they decapitated the goat, the group comes together for a barbecue. They roast the goat over an open fire and have it for dinner. All of this, of course, while tripping balls. It's impossible to know what blossomed in their brains that night, what hallucinatory horrors they saw. If their drug-fueled fantasies were anything like their sober ones, then they dreamed of death and destruction, of killing Black Americans, Jews, and
This just doesn't make any sense, bro. Yeah, bro, we're being hateful towards the cool guys. Jews, black people. I mean, like, top people ever. It's like the 3 goats.
fascists and communists of the Boogaloo. Scott has become upsettingly familiar with these fantasies and with the beliefs that produce them. Behind each pseudonym is a young man, and within each young man is a darkness. The militant Buddhist's real name is Luke Lane. If the Boogaloo requires it, he says he could kill his dad. Pestilence is Jacob Cotterly. He believes Hitler is still alive. Michael Helterbrand, aka Helter Skelter, says he'd have no problem killing a commie kid. Punish Snake, a former Canadian soldier who'd been doxxed by an undercover journalist, gets emotional talking about it, but he knows he'll have to kill his ex-fiancée when the Boogaloo kicks off. She's half black. Scott Payne records all of this, and as he earns their trust, he records more.
And we did more and more.
Why this nigga again, bro? Like, come on. Jacoy Crisquet Moret, bro. Like, how does he, like, is there a wire you can fit in your asshole? You think asshole or no? Probably not.
More trainings. By that Saturday.
Suspect that you have a wire in your asshole. Can I dig in you really quickly? Oh shit. Oh yeah.
We went back down to the holy site and had a bonfire. That's where the American flags were burned. That's where holy Bibles were set on fire. And everybody's screaming, death to your, F your Jewish God, death to America. And when that training camp ended, that's when I advanced even more in them trusting me. And that's when TMB and Pestilence started bringing me in on murder plots that they had.
It's more than 2 months later, and Scott is back at TMB's farm, the 100-acre property where the Halloween hate camp took place. For the last few weeks, TMB has been talking about another camping trip, but he's been cagey. He doesn't want to share information via chat. Scott has convinced him to meet. He wants details. It turns out the camping trip isn't a camping trip. It's a hit job.
TMB creates a separate chat room called the camping trip. And when he was saying we're going on a camping trip, what he was saying is we're going to kill somebody.
Their target is an active Antifa couple in the Georgia area.
It was going to be me, TMB, Pestilence, and Helter Skelter. And we were all going to make entry into the house. TMB wanted me to go with him to kill everybody, while Helter Skelter would be covering out the window to make sure no cops were coming and stuff like that, or help. And then Pestilence was going to set the house on fire. But in the planning of everything, at one point, Helter Skelter says, hey, if you don't mind, I'd like to pop my cherry on this one. That confused me because it means something completely
get his first kill.
different
Or say the person? I don't know.
to me. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he said, I would like to actually put a bullet in somebody's head as well.
After casing the house, they begin the next phase of the murder plot, planning.
It was pretty extensive. Like, you go to a camping site, we leave everything digital, everything phones there. We go scrub ourselves at a pay-by-the-hour motel. We tape our pants to our shoes, our gloves to our shirts, Vaseline on eyebrows and facial hair. See, this is all to avoid DNA for law enforcement. At one point, TMB had done research, and he said he read that the first time somebody kills somebody, they lose control of their bowels. So he was suggesting that we all wear adult diapers. I didn't tell him that I'd killed somebody before, but I told him I think I'm okay. I don't need any diapers. I was just as shocked when I got brought in on this murder plot as most people were. But while this is going on, the Baltimore cell, which is Can't Go Back, and Eisen and Punish Snake, are planning to go to this Second Amendment gun rights rally in Virginia that they thought was going to be the kickoff of the Boogaloo and the D-Day, the race war. Their idea was they knew you're going to have a bunch of Second Amendment people there, militias, 3%ers. You're going to have cops, you're going to have protesters. What if you pop a couple of rounds into that crowd, nobody know who's shooting at who, and everybody starts shooting each other? That could be the set-off.
Scott and his team know they have to stop him, and there's no time to lose. The pro-firearms rally is on January 20th, 2020, just a few months away. They jump into action. The next weeks are a flurry of activity, meeting, coordinating, and planning. Finally, the day of the bust arrives.
It's a Wednesday, and I'm in Rome, Georgia. I pick up Luke, who's TMB, to go to lunch. And we pull out, and as I'm driving down the road, I knew what my ruse was going to be. I was going to say something was wrong with the truck, but sure as you know what, the truck made some loud sound I've never heard. I didn't hit anything. Something just went, and I was like, did you hear that? He's like, yeah, and I go, man, if my brake calipers are frozen again, I'm gonna be, because I took a left out of his neighborhood, pre-planned by the SWAT team, and I pull up tight to a fence, and as I go, hey, I'm gonna get out and check the truck. So I'm walking around the back of the truck, another vehicle pulls up. He doesn't know who they are. I know who they are. They're part of the case team. And the guy says, hey man, you need any help with that? And I look up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's you. What are you doing in Rome, Georgia? He goes, what are you doing here? I'm like, man, I haven't seen you. And as I'm doing that, there's the distraction. Here comes a Bearcat with a SWAT team over the hill, barreling down the hill. But Luke's looking at me, not at the car coming. And when that thing's coming, I jump in the back of the agent's truck and I'm like, go, go, go. And you could hear the SWAT team giving commands. And luckily, they went down without an incident.
The next morning, SWAT teams are Eisen, Can't Go Back, and Punish Snake.
Essentially, we kind of tore down the base.
Luke Lane, aka TMB, was Jacob Carter.
Nigga, 6 years? Nigga, he should be locked up forever. Nigga, talking about 6 years? 6 years? Nigga, what? What? You tell me these things are coming back into this year? I'm not got your tweaking, dog. You're tweaking.
Pestilence got 13. William Bilbro, Eisen, 5. Patrick Matthews, Punished Snake, and Brian Lemley can't go back 9 years. According to a recent Guardian article, the base is enjoying a resurgence. Its founder, Ronaldo Nazzaro, continues to live in St. Petersburg. Scott retired in June 2021. At his retirement ceremony, attended by friends, family, colleagues, and top FBI brass, June 30th was named Scott Payne Day.
He's elite. He's fucking elite, boys. Walking up and just looking around, posting a few threatening photos on Instagram. The U.S. is fucked. Otherwise, going through somewhere doesn't mean anything. Like, I walk, I can. Choose anyway, so much you got. It just does, but actively committing a terror should give someone more downtime than a person considering terror. Of which I agree. We should at least get 20 years in prison for someone actively trying to get 25. Documentation scheme are getting better and better. As horrific it is, a racial cult hotline is a hilarious idea. I found an online poster where a few Klan member leaders, they got a PO. Yo guys, so it's Ku Klux Klan PO box opening. It's Ku Klux Klan, we have a PO box opening. So we got an ID of a black guy we killed. Like, looky, like pretty chill. Yep, cool. PSA 10. Just trading card, nigger card, we'll call it. Blood of a black woman. What the fuck am I talking about? Anyway, I'm just playing Korean. Where's the glasses? The K. The aura to get a day named after you is insane. Yep. 1% Scott, if Israel is willing to come on the camera for station 90, put these on the bar, I'll be soon. Depends on actual crimes you commit. And the government can see improve beyond reasonable doubt. With the federal investigation is limited to Fed charges. Anyways, Fed time is like state time. Fed time is 85% middle, is taking me list 33. So 5 years Fed, 4.1, 49 months minimum. 5 years in the state can be over 2 years, but in some cases. Can you see the issues are so tasteful and properly clearly notated on the screen?
Thank fuck! And some real creators out there who understand the real difference between tools and shortcuts. Oh no, yeah. Huh. Yeah, it's definitely interesting, I'll tell you that.
The recent demonization of AI spaces in a refreshing detail. AI is more than like a tool. It's like a co-creator's own aspects. The world seems more tough right now, you know? Oh, there's clearly includes things you can learn about the benefit of doubt. You can too long to you're yapping. I just watched, asked what I was doing. I was like, not much. It was like KKK. Do you know somewhere black? It's like, I like her animation, the humans, but this, I mean, Hunter's voices. Yeah, but respect to someone said epic video. I just finished it, and it has been 4 minutes. I had a guess if you don't even believe in this social media, so I made it up. YouTube comments, definitely the worst out of all social media. Just came across your channel. I'm absolutely addicted. Always love the video. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Friend grew up so fast. Remember being just a little kid like it was yesterday. Alright, that was a really good story. Glad Clash Patel was in charge of it. Aren't you a goiper? I had no idea what that meant. I had to Google it. Don't know who Nick is either. You seem strange. Crazy Cash couldn't catch a gold. You're related to him. Alright, these niggas are yapping. I've seen interviews with Scott Payne before. If anyone hasn't read Go Pay a Horse, it's a great read. Even though I did book. Well, that was a stream, guys. That's 2 hours of streaming. As I should have been streaming earlier. Don't know why I wasn't streaming. But will this be turned into a YouTube video? I think so. Hopefully. Maybe. You never know. So 6, 7. Okay. Stream boys. I'm out.